What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel. Today on the Hard Count, the new Big 12 will be in order in 2023. Who's going to be the first team to win a conference title? Welcome into CFB with JD, the People's Channel, for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here, happens nearly every single day. Armstrong Sims and Jack McKenzie doing the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show at my Twitter page, at JD Piquel. So, some news recently broke. We got UCF, Cincinnati, Houston, and BYU all joining the Big 12 Conference in 2023. So, this begs the question, of these four, who is in the best position to win a conference title first? So essentially, we'll just go Vegas style. You're going to pick a team. You're going to put your money on one of these horses. Who are you taking? Go one by one. BYU. In a lot of ways, BYU feels like a trendy pick. They're always competitive. They looked really strong last season in the early going. You trust Kalani Sitake. There's a lot of things to like about BYU. What I look at in this conversation is recruiting. And for BYU, yes, you're going to have a Power 5 brand. It feels like they probably already have a Power 5 brand to begin with in some sense. I know they're independent, but I think they still are able to compete with the Utahs. They're able to compete with, insert school here. They're able to recruit who they want to recruit. My thing, it wouldn't surprise me if going to BYU keeps some people from committing. Let me tell you what I mean. There are some things that you just can't do based on the student handbook at BYU that you could likely do if you read another school. Now, I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth. I'm not trying to assume too much of what different student athletes partake in. I'm just saying the student handbook is pretty rigid at BYU, and if I'm a college student, that may be a reason why I don't go there. Maybe I want to go live a different kind of lifestyle at a Houston, at a UCF, at a Cincinnati. Again, I'm not making accusations here. I'm just interested to see how much that keeps them from getting players in the boat. Let's look at Houston. For Houston, with recruiting, I'm looking at, can they out-recruit the Baylor? Can they out-recruit TCU? Can they out-recruit Texas? You now have the branding and firepower to be able to walk into these living rooms and say, okay, we're a Power 5 school in the state of Texas. You want to come here? I think it'll improve recruiting. I think you'll see guys like Ed Oliver, like you saw earlier when he stayed home, the 5-star prospect. But I don't know that it's going to be as easy of a pitch as it might be for some of the other programs in this conversation, because you already have some established brands like Baylor. Texas is going to be able to do a lot in the NIL space. If Houston can own the NIL space, which I think is going to be a whole other conversation in itself, in that sense, I could see them building up some firepower and being able to compete with the Big 12 conference. But as a whole, I think you got the right guy at head coach in Dana Holgorsen. I think they're going to continue to build that. He's going to be there for a long time. But Houston as a whole, probably not where my money lies. Look at Cincinnati. If Luke Fickell continues to stay around, they got a shot. What needs to be the point for me is in 2022, because you have all of this momentum making the playoffs in 2021. Can you capitalize and continue to advertise Cincinnati as a place where you can come and make the NFL, you can make a lot of money in the pros, and then you can compete at the highest level and play for a national championship? I don't know that's what gets kids excited, is playing for national championships, but having that branding of, hey, we're a national power in Cincinnati. The Big 12 branding is only going to help them, but that needs to be a big thing for them. Going forward, also, can you compete in the Big 10 country? Because again, if we're talking about branding, you're a Power 5 team. Can you compete with the Ohio States? Can you compete with the Michigans, the Michigan States? If they can steal some of those kids, that's going to allow them to get over the hump and be really competitive in the Big 12. Again, it lies for me in 2022. Can they show that 2021 wasn't a fluke? Can they show that they're going to be a team to deal with for years to come? A lot on the table. Now, if I had to pick a horse in this race, I'm taking UCF, and here's why. Gus Malzahn has been all over. He's been to the mountaintop in the SEC. He was with Auburn. I think he's happy to stay at UCF. Also, they paid him a boatload of money. I think he's happy to be on the beach. He's happy to soak in the rays and just coach football. Now, with all of the talent they have accessible to them in the state of Florida, they're going to be able to compete with the Floridas, the Florida States, and the Miamis. Why do I say that? Because those programs, historically, in the last few years, have had a rougher go at it. I'm not saying they've been bad. I'm not saying they've been egregious. I'm just saying UCF right now is playing the best football in the state of Florida. So if they can put that together, continue to trend upward, play well up until 2023, they're going to be able to go and get some kids they weren't able to get before. I'm telling you, the firepower of Gus Malzahn in that offense, they're going to be a fun place to play. The Bounce House, one of the biggest schools in the country. I mean, that thing's going to be packed and rocking and full. It's going to be an exciting game day atmosphere for guys when they come on their visits. I think UCF is the team to pick here in terms of a school that can compete for a Big 12 title first out of these future four. I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited for the overlap season where we have 14 teams in the Big 12. Nonetheless, we're going to keep up with it right here on the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel to stay with every single thing we're doing here. There is no off season. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time.